Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lee and today we're continuing with part 2 of the horror level design tutorial. As you may remember, if you've seen part 1, we are designing a church horror level game, and this is going to be used in my game Sleepover at Sam's, which will be available on Steam. So make sure to wishlist that when it becomes available. Make sure to subscribe, like and all that good stuff, and let's get into the video. Now that I'm at this point, I'm trying to think about gameplay elements. I'm not sure 100% what to expect, but you know what I want to do with this. But I'm thinking makes sense that you might want to run from something. So I was going to put them side by side because I could probably squeeze 2 in there, but instead, oh jeez. Right, so 0.04. And then that will probably give us enough room to get down the sides if we want to. So that makes sense. Let's just try play from here. Past that. Yep, it's got collision. And that's enough room to get by. So then the next thing is we want to make sure that we have enough space to get between them. It's probably too much space. Let's try and use the just stop it. Floorboard, so there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for now. Right, give it a whirl. Yeah, plenty of space. And we could do something with this. Put in a door here, I think, and a door there, maybe. Might put in a balcony up here. Not sure yet. I created a video, a short, where I created these out of regular candles, showing how to use the modelling tools. And then all I've done is started making these. So I've got these where I wanted them. I found these chains off a hanging basket and I copied them and messed around with that so that it makes sense. And then I've got this, which I'm just working on now, so that it again adds detail and makes a degree of sense. When trying to figure out what details you need, just think about what does make sense. I know I said that a bunch of times, but you know, it's true. So if you're not sure how to make it seem more real, ask yourself, what would it really have? Bring it, well, obviously reference photos, but for example, you wouldn't just have those candle holders floating in midair. I could have done, but it just doesn't make any sense to do that. So I've created this kind of structure which now is going to make it plausible. Which I know it's a horror game, I know it doesn't have to be super accurate, but it makes it more plausible, more believable, and adds detail to the environment as well. So I'm just creating some structure for the ceiling. And probably no one would notice if it wasn't there. But it just, your brain just looks at it and goes, yeah, that makes sense. Don't know if that's better or worse, but I'm going to keep it. Then I'm going to also do a few in this kind of direction. I should have probably started from the other side. Thanks, son. There we go. Right, that's getting way too far, so let's get rid of them. can change that, and then I can just slide it down there. Something like that. If you want to, you can go ahead and just group them. Why would it bugger off all the way over there? Alt. Yeah, sometimes it's just the dick. You just gotta make it work. Hopefully it will work this time. There we go.
There's one here.
I am recording. Yeah, I can select them all. Because I've grouped them. Because I grouped them, I can select them all. Alt. Yeah, they don't freaking like that. It always messes about like that. Get that approximately in place. That's where it's going to pivot. Change to that. Pivot it round. Change to that one was right. Let's have a look. Well, either way, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Is that right? Oh. Where the hell are they? Right, get them inside to begin with. I see them. And check that they're not all poking out the top. Are they all low enough? Need to adjust slightly. I'll probably adjust that. Oh. Okay, that looks decent. That looks fine. And then we're on to... Oh, no, it doesn't look fine. Why are you... Oh, hang on. Oh, it was just a weird shadow. That is fine. And I'm going to just grab these. Probably don't need all of them. Oh, no, definitely don't need all of them. Get rid of those ones even. Dot. That one and that one. Slow it down a little bit. And I do need one more. Cross like that. Two. Right. Select. Group. And again, Alt and then Shift, just so you copy with Alt. Shift moves the camera with it. That'll do. You know, I'm not worrying overly too much. And again, Alt, Shift, and then Alt, click, move, let Alt go, and then Shift. Then let go of click. That's what you do each time. Right, now, you can't say that that doesn't look better. That looks far more detailed than it did before. Looks a lot more believable. Get rid of them so we can see it properly. Even that, man, I might make that just out of timber. Let's see. Make it bigger like that. Get rid of the brick. Get rid of that brick and that one. shrink it down a bit. Fatten it up that way. Big old lugs. No. Not low enough. Shadows keep catching me. I keep thinking I've missed a gap and it's just shadow. Fatten it up that way. I think that one needs to tuck in slightly. Which means this one probably does as well. Yep, look at that gap. Well, that looks pretty good to me. Right, so we've got the wooden roof bits. We've got a bit more of a woodeny effect there. And that looks alright to me. Floor looks good, the pews look good, the windows look good. I think I did already check the pew sizes with the mannequin, so they should be okay size-wise. And you got to think, what's normally at the front is normally like a, I don't know what the proper words are. Like I am technically Church of England, which is Christian raised, although I'm not particularly practicing. I don't know what the proper words are, so I'm gonna go with stage. Just have a think. Would we need something to help hold this up, or do we think it would be I think we might benefit from a couple of these bad boys, you know. I think that makes sense. If I do that, I don't want it quite that high. I think, no, we don't want it like that either, do we? Yeah. Group. And then it will probably make most sense to go on a cross beam. On a cross section of beams, whatever. Looks pretty good. One there. One there. Thanks, darling. One there. Oh. Right. I don't think we need all of them. Let's delete that one. Let's delete that one. Right, I want this one. Thinking that one. So the middle is where it'd be weakest. This would be a supporting wall. This would be a supporting wall. And some of the weight would be transferred down here as well to these walls. So I'm just gonna go with them four. That makes sense to me. Okay. Right, so basically what I want to do now is put a kind of wall across here with a recessed area for a kind of stage area or whatever. Then I'm going to have a couple of rooms off to either side. But I want an arch. Arch is a big business in churches, but I don't seem to have any arches. So what I'm going to do is browse to that asset. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to go SM_wall arch church. And I'm going to drag that out. In fact, I'm not going to drag that out. I'm going to drag these three out. to whereabouts I want them. I think like that. Then I'm going to make sure that that is on there. So now this is my arch. And so I'll be editing this. And once again, back to the modeling, not paint, modeling, polycut. And because I'm after an arch, I'm gonna get it into the right approximate place, like that. Lift it on up, and I'm gonna go for a circle. Gonna increase not the polygon scale, although that does work, subdivisions to make it smoother. That seems to be central. Gonna increase that size a bit more. I think that's okay. Then I'm gonna do the same thing again, except obviously further down and with a rectangle, because we don't want that. So I'm gonna go rectangle width, which I've got the wrong way around again still, and adjust that down so it's at the base of the circle, and accept. It's a little tiny bit wide, and that will bug me, so I'm gonna change that. Polycut, change it like that. There it goes. Oh, no, it doesn't. It needs to come in a little bit. 125. That needs to be a little bit wider than that. But what I'm going to do is just get it into the right place here. Right on there, I think. Except that looks okay. I think. And one last cut. Get that. Like that again. This time we're focusing on this side. Get it up to where the little bendy bit is there. So I need to go a bit. No. Come on, behave. That looks annoying. There you go, I think that's better. And that will do. Go back to selection, save file, save all, and we have our arch, which is nice. So now we can use that. We can head on through here, and we've got a little. I'm not even sure what's going to be up there, to be fair. Probably a raised area. Maybe I'll raise all three of these. I don't know. Let's start off with that. Copy them, raise them up. Not that high. Maybe even just like that. Would it make sense to chuck that just in front of it? Maybe. Browse. Small. Do we swap it for that? Made no difference as far as I could tell. You don't want to be sat right in front of a wall though, do you? That doesn't make any sense. Just have a look at some reference material. I feel like maybe if we move those seats to the back. That seems impractical. Let's put that there. About 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, something like that will do. 1, 2, 3, about 1, 2, 3, 4, about there. And then if we drag that one back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can drag that one forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. We would want that one. Something like that, would we? And if we delete these, select these. I don't know if this is better or worse yet. We'll see. Move them across. Approximately the same distance between those. Now let's save that and see if we can move about that level easily enough. Right. So I can't get him around the back. There's something stopping me there. What are these things? Try that again. Show collision, and this time don't spaz. Yeah, so look, there's a doorway collision or something. Okay, so that. Okay, come on, man, just let me control it. I need to figure out what this is. I think it's probably the door. Something to do with the door anyway. Let's have a look. Get rid of collision. It's this wall. For whatever reason, it's collision. Okay, is that the wall I made? So I've opened that up. I'll bring it back across here. We show collision. Yeah, so it cut off half the mesh but left the collision. So remove collision. Ah, no, don't want that. No, collision. Remove collision. And then I was going to add complex, but we don't need to. We could just add collision, box, simplify collision. Why is it going down there then? We can just select. Just reduce it like that. Box collisions are easy enough just to set up real quick like that. Save, file, save all. Get rid of that. And now we shouldn't have that problem anymore. Remember the first time that happened to me, I thought, oh, I've ruined the game, I don't know how I'm going to be able to fix it. It's easy enough to fix. Now I've done it probably 3 or 4 times on this game. And just sometimes when you're play testing, just have a random run through. Check everywhere. Make sure you can get around everywhere you'd expect to be able to get around. Man, I've got a sore throat. Yep, so that's what I'm doing now. I can get in and out of all of these. I don't know if I'm going to have a scary chase. It'd be nice to have the option if I want to. So that's fine. I'm not sure I'm feeling this yet, but... No. Ah, and the collision. Normally with the architecture that I've been using, the collision just sorts itself out. This one that I'm using now is the collision from a particular pack. Collision, it's the meshes from a particular pack. And obviously for whatever reason, they're not linked, so you have to do it twice by the looks of it. So I imagine these ones are carrying collision as well, so if there's any chance a player can get on top of your roof and you've used these kinds of things, then you need to obviously sort that out. Okay, that looks okay. Save it. Save file, save all. Play from here. And now we should be able to get him. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that can probably stay like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's working out for me at the moment. Except I just feel like this is just too deep. I think we just need to shrink this down a bit. do all three at once. And then we can just move these. I'm not really going to worry about that too much. It doesn't affect anything. And I feel like maybe something here that goes back that way makes sense. What did we have outside? Collected a few bits. Sometimes you have these kinds of things inside. This is a font. I used to know what one of them was back in the day. I do not remember now. It's where they get holy water. I don't know. That go over here? Would that make sense? I don't know. It's bloody light. Has it got an emissive material on it or what? Things just should work. Where is that? Why is that? What? It is unlit opaque. That's clearly emissive. So, what are you doing? I'm gonna just duplicate that. Open it. Can I just... I feel like that's not going to be quite right. No, I need to... I'll copy that. Go to there. Pop it in there. Open it up again. Select that. Select it for there. Save. I think that looks better. It's more normal. I'm going to Google church layout. I don't know what the Narthenex is, but we'll go with there, shall we? That looks Narthenexy to me. And there's steps, so I imagine priest guy will probably knock up about there. Dunk his head. I think that's what it is, isn't it? They dunk the head in the water. That'll do. Probably do with a cross in here. Seeing as, you know, a church and all that jazz. Seems okay. Now I'm just knocking up a carpet. Okay, so now I'm going to just show you where I've got to with the church playable area. So as you saw, I've made this whole section, added the hills, added the mountains so that you can't see anything I don't want you to be able to see. I've set the lighting from nighttime to daytime just so we can see all the details. I've added this little graveyard area. I've got the church with its little side bit extension-y kind of section. I am planning on adding another side over here. I'm not sure 100% what yet, But this is pretty much done for now, other than that section, and I just wanted to show off what it's looking like up to this point. Now I'm planning on having the red door that brings it to this level kind of here, so you can't really escape. There's this natural barrier. You can explore the graveyard. Over here there's going to be this sealed off tomb, which is part of the story, which you can't get to this way. There's a little plaque on the wall which explains a bit, if I could show you, a bit of the story. I've added all these weeds and stuff just to make it look a bit old. I think I need to go over those a little bit because some of them look a bit not great. But anyway, that's that section. So then if we go into the church, now this is what it's looking like at the moment, and you can see there's these weeds and things that probably need to be deleted, but they've been done with foliage, so I'll have to go back into the foliage editor and mess about with that. Got the candles on the go with the lighting, got the pews, these little things over here, the lamps, which I'm going to put when I go through and reassess all the lighting in all the levels. I'm going to have like particles, you know, floating around it just to add some atmosphere. Created these, added lighting and things, which I think works quite well. The lighting's quite dark at the moment. I've got this font thing in the middle. I decided to move it from over there. Got this little stand where you can imagine someone preaching from. All these candles, which I may or may not use in a puzzle, you know, blow them out, add them, whatever, add certain ones. Got a piano, couldn't fit in an organ here, so I just added a little piano. Over here, I like this bit. This is the little confessional area, so if you go around this way, you end up in here, where there's a little chair and a little bit you talk through. You go this way, and I'm gonna delete him out, but you know, this could be set up for like a cool ghost interaction or something. You're talking to, you think the person turns out to be a ghost or something like that. I think this little area's worked out pretty well. Then there's this space back here, again not fully utilized yet, but when I know what I want to happen with the level, I will populate this a bit more. And then if we go through here, I've got this section done. Got some spooky kind of paintings on the wall. Well, they're not all spooky, they're just religious. I may have them change at a point along with the story, just to change to something a bit more scary. You go through here, this is supposed to be like the priest's quarters, you know, crosses on the wall, a desk, a bed, quite simple. But again, I'm going to flesh that out a bit more later. Another room, no idea what to do with it. Might just make it storage or something like that. But again, the story might inform me what that ends up being. And then I've set up this room. Way too many of these bushes. I'm going to delete some of them out. But this is supposed to be kind of like a Sunday school area. You got this little desk. Little chair, you know, you can imagine people coming in paying, I don't know if you pay for Sunday school or maybe childcare or something like that while you're off in the church doing stuff. Some chairs sat around, everyone have a cup of tea, whatnot, some books, and a little kids play area. And then under here, that does move and reveals a trapdoor. So again, part of the story. Hopefully this won't crash. Play from here. There we go. So that's my mechanic at the moment. Might change that, not 100% happy with it, but we'll see. And then that lifts up and you can jump down here. This will need changing because I will show you. So that's the trapdoor, and so basically when you open the trapdoor, you're actually going to go down into this section. So it's not going to look like it did over there, it's going to look like this, which I only decided once I've been building this. So you end up down here, and you're in this kind of, it's supposed to be like a catacombs area. You know, this is the foundations of the building, and the catacombs lead on from there. I haven't got my torch equipped at the moment, so I can't increase the light in this mode. But we've got some coffins, random dudes. There are more coffins here, but it's a bit dark to see. And you probably can't tell right now, but when you've got the torch you should be able to. And there are skulls and stuff in the walls. Pretty creepy. Get past this guy. The lights doing their thing. Again, I've not really finished building this, Not sure what 100% I'm going to use it for, but the point of this section was that I wanted it to lead this way and give the impression that you're underground. Okay, so the collision on that needs sorting out, I think. Let's just escape that for now. So the impression that I wanted this to give is that you go underground, follow a tunnel, and end up in... Bloody find the damn thing. There we go. Oh yeah, I need to change that again. No, it's this way. So you come through... It's basically you follow the catacombs, you come up this set of stairs, and you end up... Bloody hell. You end up in here, which is supposed to be Eliza's tomb, which is part of the story, which is supposed to be the thing that you saw from the graveyard. And then when you're in Eliza's tomb, I've set this up so you can access this. There's remains inside. Won't give away too much because of the story. But yeah, this is it so far. Obviously needs dressing a lot more. It's pretty bare at the moment. But that's kind of where I've gotten to. And that's it for now for this level. Until I know exactly what I want to happen story-wise, that's where I'm leaving this. This gives me the bare bones to work with. Once I know what's happening story-wise, then I can add in all the details and make it a lot more sense. So thank you very much for checking out the video. Really appreciate it. Please, if you like the idea of the game, make sure to wishlist it on Steam. Follow YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and all that jazz to keep up to date with it. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye.